Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today is going to be a short one. You see here I have three hawthorns that I started from seeds 3 or 4 years ago, and well, why bother starting hawthorns from seeds, because well, they grow everywhere here in the neighborhood. But these are seeds from a hawthorn with pink, purple flowers. It's the Pole Scarlet variation, and well, I don't know if these ones are going to have pink flowers, but anyway, this is what you get after 3 years in a pot. And well, I had 5 berries, but well, 3 just grew and 2 did not. So I'd like to try to fuse them, because I think that because they are seedlings, they are going to have one big taper root, and it's going to take ages before I have a nice root spread. So maybe if I take the tree, put them together and spread the roots out, well, it could be interesting. So I don't know what's in the ground here, but let's get it out and then see what we have. So this again proves how slowly trees grow in bonsai pots. This is just trying to get them out. Well, maybe I have some roots that are clinging in the drainage screens. Yeah, you see. Okay, so let's get this untangled. This is the big one, and let's rake this out to see what's going on. So as we all suspected, there is one big taper root and a few small ones. Okay, we will have the same here probably. Yeah, and here, well, I'm going to wash this, and then it will be very obvious. So hawthorns are one of the first plants to grow in spring, and well, it shows. So it's one of the first trees you must tackle in the growing season. Well, at least we have roots, so that's okay. But now it's going to be a question of choosing the ones we want to keep. And it's quite difficult. Here is a root that is quite alone and high, so I don't think I'm going to keep it. I'm just looking for the most interesting part of the roots. This looks quite good, has some feeder roots here, so I'm just going to remove that one and the one here. This is a really little one. So I'm going for the radial root pattern, of course, and because I have a few trees, I don't care too much about having roots on all sides, because that's exactly the purpose of this whole operation. So I have a good root base here, This one is not really interesting. And probably I'm going to keep this little one in the future and remove this big one, but for the moment I just will cut it a little shorter because I don't want to take off too much. I think the tree can handle it, especially in this season, but okay, we don't want to kill these trees. So that's for this one. This one. So all the little roots at the top I will remove. Here I have a nice root spread, and lower, well, it's not that interesting, so maybe just get rid of the lower section here. Okay, this is very long, and the final one has a nice root spread, but of course the big roots are the ones that we like to keep if we can. This is a completely turning back root, so that's not good. And then we have a nice spread here, and the taproot here is not really interesting, so let's get rid of that one. So that's what we have now. Now I'm going to try to get these three together, the three trees together, in order to create a nice root spread. So we have roots here, and then we have now roots here, and I could use some extra roots in this spot, but I must consider also that here I have a side branch that could be used, so it's going to be a puzzle, of course. This way, this should work. This should work. And then I need some roots here, which is possible, like so. That's not bad. What do you think? Okay, I'm going to put these together. I'm just going to take a big piece of electrical wire. And try to apply some tension on it. And I'm going to wire these three trees together. So this way I'm doubling, tripling the size of the trunks, because they are quite young. I think they will fuse very easily. And the good thing about that is that I can give a little movement to the tree, because if you're going to start your tree with a very straight piece of material, well, it's always going to be straight and not that interesting. So this is a little long. So we have quite an acceptable root base here to start. Well, of course there's not really a front now. So I have a twist in this direction. Let's give it another twist in this direction. And maybe take a second piece of wire This is copper. Okay, so I wired the tree a little more and I gave it a little S shape, and now I have to do the same in the other direction, just to give it some movement. Of course, next year these wires shall be removed, and well, the tree will straighten itself, of course, and this S shape will be lost, but it will not be straight, and that's exactly what I want. So I'm just going to take this soil and put the tree in the pot. I think that this might become something like the front or the back. Well, anyway, this is a shape that I like. I'm going to arrange the roots, because the whole purpose of this operation is to start a tree with a nice root flare, so would be silly not to take care of that. So I'm just going to open up the root base. Getting all these little roots where I like them to be. And then cover it up slightly. Gonna lift the tree a little now, and then work the substrate between the roots and under the tree. Just lifting it a little, because otherwise it sometimes happens that the roots do this, so that's what you don't want. This is a little tricky, but in the end it works. The tree is already standing on its own. And well, yeah, we like to see the roots, but in this stage it's just not possible. But it will be next year, so we will have a silly looking tree this year. But if it fuses, we will have a nice little tree. Tree is now well secured in the pot. It's going to stay where it's supposed to stay, and it's going to become better in the coming weeks. So now maybe do some snippies. You see there is a branch here and it's separating. Well, that's not too bad, but I'm going to remove the terminal bud here. This branch is quite big for the top of the tree, so I'm going to get it back. Same here, I'm going to remove the terminal bud. And then I think that, well, if the tree has this height for the moment, it's going to be more than enough. This is going to be a nice side branch. It can thicken a little. And I think that's basically all that I want to do. This really is big, so I'll have to keep an eye on that one. But for the rest, I think it's kind of cool. It's a cool little tree. If you see that we started with 3 absolutely small trees, this looks like something. So I hope the fusion takes care of the rest. Well, in the meantime, thank you for watching, and see you next time.